This week at Morning Glory Motorsports, from one red car to the next. So we are on to the next project. I don't know what years this is, 88, 90, doesn't matter. You know, we go 20 years into the past for another red Mustang. This is the car I drive. Keith at Wonder Racing owns it. I've been driving it since, I don't know. I've been driving it since 2021, I think. I'll probably put some videos here or something.
But 650, 6'5", 189 for Dom DiDonato. All right, so here you go. Eric Hendricks, the 1990 Mustang, 330 cubic inch turbocharged entry out there in the left-hand lane, the red Mustang. All right, out front in the left lane, 652 and 209. I was expecting a 7.
Building the boost, all of it. Struck the tire, barely had to get out of it. Right side, 434.
Line's going to be down. Clean and green, both sides of the racetrack. Top end here, Owlette. Finish line, going to be a 658.9 212.
It is a 5.4 liter mod motor. Single 98 millimeter turbo from Bullseye. They help us out quite a bit. Great turbos, love them. So basically, I have a couple weeks until Yellow Bullet. And I pretty much have to do everything that I did to the last car. So we'll see how this goes. So I already have done a couple things to this car. It was here before the other red one, and I kind of moved it aside to get him in. So let me show you a little bit about it. It has a 15 by 14. That is a 275 on it. It's kind of what ride height's going to be. I've cut everything out in the back. It has a single parachute. We're putting 2 of them on it. I built the rear end. I don't know if you've noticed the jig underneath my table up there, but I built that rear end from scratch using Funkhauser race car parts. Beautiful stuff from him. Well, much like the other car, there is no firewall left, huh? This one's also getting the double frame rail. It's already got I put the same 4-link in it already, and reusing the wishbone, reusing the anti-roll bar. It had a stock floor in it with kind of like in these bars. Cut that all out. Had stock frame rails back here with the stock. Had stock rear suspension too. Cut that all out. Now it's 4-linked. Cut the stock firewall out. And I'm going to cut these frame rails back, much like the other one over there. And new mid plate. That'll be tied into the firewall just like, well, the mid plate won't be, but the mid plate bar will be tied in the firewall just like the last one too. The only thing, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to the strut cups. It has the same strut cups as the last one, but I'm going to try. So here is that axle I built. It is a floater, just like the last one. 9-inch. This car is a lot like the last one. 400, mid-plate, mod motor. This is just the mock-up engine. As you can maybe tell, it's missing some stuff. I don't remember if that was me or Keith. We've blown up a lot. So I'm gonna try and get all of this done before Yellow Bullet, which is these dates. Not far away. I'm pretty excited to show you guys the carbon fiber for this. It is made by these guys. Full throttle signs, composite, these guys, you know. They made us some custom carbon for this, and it might look, I don't know. It may look sick. It's gonna look sick. Just you wait and see. But anyway, I got a lot of work ahead of me, so. So I think today I'm gonna cut the frame rail back some more. You can kind of see the mid-plate bar here. I think I'm just gonna go straight up with it. And then we'll redo this. We'll redo this K-member tie-in too. And put another bar like here. Here somewhere. We'll see. So I've already done some cutting. We're cutting these frame rails back to kind of match where the firewall is going to be. We don't need all this excess behind it anymore. Well, never did, but I'm going to take care of it now. We're going to get rid of this bar too. It kind of interferes with the tire if we want to go lower. Kind of see it rubs. But yeah, see how the firewall is going to be here. So we're going to go ahead and cut that off. Just to get an idea here. That little piece is 5 pounds. So I cut that piece of frame rail out earlier and it connects to the K-member. So I made these up and it will go like so, something like this. And you can still bolt the K-member in it, take it out if you need. So we'll get these welded in. Well, I ended up cutting more. I'm like Forrest Gump with a cutoff wheel. Once I get cutting, I just cannot stop.
For no particular reason, I just kept on going. I ran clear to the ocean.
So now it's time to rebuild a little bit, I guess. So there used to be a bar that went from here and went like kind of down like this, and it limited the ride height because the tire would come up and hit it. So I cut that all back, and I'm gonna put a bar from like here down here, if that makes any sense. Probably gonna end up putting a bar like on the last car too, from like here down in here, so that the sheet metal can go along it, and that provides more strength too. Just make more work for myself, I guess. It's not like I'm trying to get done for a race or anything. So we'll go ahead and get a bar fitted up. I tried to extend this gusset out as far to the top of the strut as possible without interfering with the tire. Move on over to the other side and do the same thing. Once we're happy with those, let's go ahead and do these mid-plate bars. We've got some more bars in. Those ones, this diagonal here. Now we're gonna move on to, I have the seat in there. I have the tunnel and shifter. We're gonna move on to the double frame rail. So much like the last one, but you guys didn't see any of it. We're gonna come from somewhere in here, back, and there is not much room in there to sneak a bar. But we'll go ahead and sneak one in there, huh? So we got the top double frame rail in. Now we have to do supports. If you're wondering if you need a double frame rail, maybe not. If you have a full stock interior, probably not. I guess the easiest way to think about this is it's almost like a bridge when you're going to put these supports in, or why this even is used. So like the bottom of your car is like a bridge deck that you drive over, or, you know, like a train bridge would probably be the best visual. So say the trains drive on the bottom, and then below it will be the bottom of a truss, and then you have to put supports in there. That's the idea. So all of the power from the engine, it all gets transferred to the suspension instead of trying to buckle in on itself. It has all this support, so it makes it very stiff. But again, that sort of stuff does not come without issue. This cage was kind of put in here, you know, when it had an interior, so it's not moved over a bit. And you can see the seat's kind of wide, and fox bodies aren't very wide to begin with. So when we go to do the feet, you kind of get into a little issue. So if you rest your feet here, you know, you're pretty close to the transmission. So if you did a straight bar, from there to there, it would kind of, you know, be where your leg is. So I've got this bar bent. It'll go a little further yet. And we'll have to do the same for like here. And probably have to bend the cross support in there maybe. Let's go ahead and get this first support in. Once we're happy with that first support, we're going to move on to the second, but it's a little different than the first one. So this piece that goes kind of by my legs is notched a little differently, and that's because we want it to fit right here. So where all these bars come together, it's called a node. So you try and land as many bars as you can in one kind of spot, because this spot right here is going to be real strong. Energy's transferred through all these into one spot. So yeah, when I'm landing these bars, I just try and land them on a node, make them stronger. So I fitted this bar, this crossbar here. Now it goes into where a bunch of tubes connect, and this isn't welded yet. So I want to weld this, and then you put this into it so it's fully welded all the way around. I'm going to pull the engine and transmission because I know that nothing's going to run into them now, and make this easier. So, since we have the engine and transmission out, and the K-member, which is extremely hard to get out of this, we're going to weld in the sleeves for the mid-plate. So when I install mid-plate, the bolts go through this, and the mid-plate's drawn straight back into it. And I put these through this, and weld it both sides, and that's so when you tighten a bolt on this, it don't crush it. So I think we're going to put 4, 2 here, one there and one there, and then it's also tied in down here into it. So you don't really need that many more. Anyway, yeah, that's what I do for the mid plate. Lots of other ways to do it too. So I've already got the sleeves drilled and welded in, and now we're gonna drill the mid plate and tap it. I'm using 3/8 fine thread, 3/8 24, and this is just to stop rotational forces, really. You can put a nut on the other side if you want to, but again, it's rotational, so it's not really gonna pull away from it. So we've got 2 frame rails, some supports, mid plate's done. So now we're gonna move on to pedals. So as much as I wish we were using, you know, FFP pedals in here, we're just gonna use what we had. Since I took the original Firewall and floor out, the mounts are kind of gone, so I gotta redo it. So I just kind of position my feet where I think will be good for a pedal. So here's how I was originally going to mount it. A couple bolts, sleeves, a long bolt, but yeah, it won't work that way. I have kind of no idea how they want you to like mount this pedal. So that's why I came up with what I did. I don't know if it's how they want it or not, but seems like a not great design. I don't know. So here's what I came up with for the brake pedal. It's kind of the most intricate mount I think I've ever made. But it's in there. My dad is back. I'm gonna start welding in this double frame rail. I've got all the supports in and everything I want, and he's gonna work on the back shelf template. Double frame rail's all welded, mid plate bar's all welded, pedal stuff's all welded. So, I wanted to show you. I didn't show you on the last one. Let me spin this. So I'm gonna use the double frame rail again as the Burndown tank, but I put these in the last one too. And they have a 1/4 inch NPT that you can put a ball valve on or whatever. And all the oil, the vapor from the Burndown tank goes back, but you know, sometimes the vapor will carry a liquid in it, just a little bit. So you're gonna wanna drain it from time to time. So this is a drain, it's on both sides. We're using the top double frame rail again for the Burndown tank. So I made these little things and I'm gonna weld them before I put the Firewall in, because it was hard last time to do it. So I showed you the drain. Now these are gonna go about something like that, I think. And this is the tube that we use to connect. You know, it'll be somewhere over here through the Firewall from the valve cover, which is non-existent right there. Through the Firewall, from the Firewall to that tube. Let's go ahead and get these holes drilled for these Burndown tank inlets. Once the hole's big enough, let's go ahead and weld them in. And I guess while we're doing this, we might as well do the back ones too. As you can see here, the driver's side double frame rail runs right into the funny car hoop. So I'm gonna put this one off to the side a little bit. After that, it's gonna bring us to, you know the deal. The Firewall. I don't know. This one might be harder, might be easier. I don't know yet. We're just gonna jump right into it. Let's go ahead and start our CAD. Cardboard aided drafting. Now I haven't moved the engine in this car at all, and the hood only goes to the cow, so I haven't cut it back either. Once I'm happy with how the cardboard's fitting, I'll transfer that to our 22 gauge cold rolled steel. Get it fitted up how we like it. So I've got the firewall laid out for bead roll. We'll go ahead and get that done. And there we go, bead rolled, ready to go in. So we'll go ahead and get everything prepped to weld. That means getting rid of all the paint and Bondo and whatever else is here. And we'll start tacking this thing in, working it from the middle to the outside and doing a little fitting as we go. We'll get out the TIG and start with the old silicon bronze. Now, if you remember from the last one, it is to attach sheet metal to tube. Now that that's in place, my dad and I can keep on making templates. This is much more complex than the last one. I have a whole bunch more pieces here, whole bunch more bends. But it's actually turning out pretty good, I must say. Wait till you see this. There is a mostly finished firewall. Just gotta finish welding it, clean it up, but there it is. We've also got double frame rail. Well, I think we're gonna end this episode here. It's got a whole firewall. It's got double frame rail. It's got pedals. It's got the tubes welded in for the Burndown tank. I think next week is carbon floor, steel underneath the driver, steel in the transmission tunnel, I hope, tubs, and maybe the rear shelf. And I did tell you I was going to show you the carbon. Man, I'm excited. Let me show you. Now, how good does that look? Oh, wait. Boy, I think that's gonna look killer in this, huh? So yeah, if you made it this far, thanks for watching.